The Numberjacks are heroes from the appropriately named Numberjacks, numbers ranging from 0 to 9 who face off against a terrorist organization known as the Meanies, superpowered beings on another realm of power. But how far do the Numberjacks scale truly? Well, a great way to understand their power is how numbers 0 and 1, who are children, brush up on your lore, are capable of causing pure chaos, by casually erasing things from existence, making them vanish, or quite literally nullifying powers because they don't know what's going on. And number 1 is able to increase the number of anything by 1, for an infinite number of times, by the way, while obviously having conceptual erasure. Now, number 9 is commonly associated with being the strongest, because she's the oldest and she's brought in when times are tough. While she never displays erasing abilities outside of the brain game, the fact she's more dangerous than those two signify we are looking at some mentality monsters. So firstly, to scale, we should look at the enemies they face. Now, while I think using enemies you've defeated to scale is very inconsistent, I think for these guys it's a very good baseline. The Meanies are cosmic entities of pure horror, but despite their levels of strength, even when they have all joined forces, they have been conquered, even though they have a seemingly limitless and endless ability pool. They are basically universal threats or higher. For instance, a number taker is theorized as being able to take the sun, which would make him at a minimum solar system level, extending into the higher Meanies, because the entire concept of why they're so strong is not because of attacks, it's because how he can stretch their abilities, and how the number taker is apparently boundless. The number taker can take anything, literally anything. He can do anything he wants. He can casually change the perception of reality and enforce rules people must follow. You can also increase the number of anything as the number maker. He survived being erased from existence. Now, the puzzler might eat children, but his bubbles are factually diamond is unbreakable. You need to do his puzzles to escape. He used them to blind or smother people, reversing the concept of what goes in and out of anything, can casually alter human function, multiply and remove matter, casually blows himself up from time to time, and guess what? He never dies. The problem blob has the casual abilities of resizing objects, freezing people or objects in a pattern, manipulating objects to move, and can also trap people in loops, like it's JoJo, and also he can lobotomize people with no real issue. Yeah, he can't die. Spooky Spoon can swap things from heavy to light without any issue. Doesn't have to be the same shape or similar, she can swap anything. Change the order of a thing, such as making a bench sit on a man rather than the man sitting on the bench.
Bench on man!
He did the same joke about 3 times already.
While also making random objects move and freeze in place. Also, when she erases colors, it causes the thing related to that color to be erased. And she survived being erased too. The Shape Jaber can change the shape of anything. Literally anything. The universe if she wants. Key fact about them though, if you extend that logic because you like being a fun guy, you unironically get calamities of destruction, who even if they aren't universe level, can still defeat universe threats because of hacks. And you want to know the best part? Firstly, that isn't everything about them, but I'm going to do that in a separate video. They have never been able to defeat the Numberjacks once. No matter how close they've came, it's always been the same result. A defeat with the hero saving the day. Now obviously opponents are an inconsistent display of feats, but at a logical standpoint, it means the Numberjacks are able to defeat threats of near unscalable odds. In fact, even when the most dire circumstances have arrived, that's when the oldest or highest numbers are brought in. Subscribe for more epic content like this. It's entirely possible the Numberjacks have achieved a power like any other, a constant state of existing yet not existing. Well, the difficult thing here is understanding where their power stems from, as the key component in the defeat of their cosmic entities is the brain game. It's how they've always been able to defeat everything and fix everything back to normal. It's how they could theoretically defeat everyone. But does that mean without the brain game they are nothing, or is it a way to dispel their power? Well, we have to understand what the brain game really is. The bizarre machine featuring the brain game substance, which is actually created from the Numberjacks agents and the viewers, with a bizarre 6-legged monster above it, and upon activating it hits a little dance, generating energy to defeat the foes. Now the part is, after acquiring the energy used, the thing that fixes everything is shot out of one of the Numberjacks. And the Numberjacks themselves are how the brain game actually works, as they're the ones who set it up. The brain game needs the Numberjacks agents and viewers, as without it, it can't distribute energy. It's also of note, outside of flinging and erasing, the machine's energy is capable of hurting the Meanies, and Shape Jaber reacts rather viscerally towards it, as it is technically electricity. It's complex to determine what the power really is, as both parties are relevant for the defeat, because as we know, this machine lets people overwrite reality caused by the Meanies. Now that is pretty powerful. Despite having so much power, the Numberjacks are capable of holding onto energy which is almost cosmic, almost boundless, due to the fact it overwrites overpowered characters. While I dislike using enemies to gather conclusions, in this context it works, as no matter how powerful the Meanies are, and they truly are powerful, their powers are overruled in the entirety by the brain game, something the Numberjacks casually harness. I mean, it technically overrides invulnerability in in itself. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have universal level durability, Brain Game just bypasses it entirely. We don't know if the machine has been used by others before, but it's likely the Numberjacks are the only ones that ever use it. It existed since the beginning of the show, and it only works when they use it. And hold on to your hat. As we know, the Brain Gain is used with the force of the Numberjacks, viewers, and the agents. But what if the Brain Gain is used because it's limiting the Numberjacks' power? They themselves play a big part in generating energy. What if, hypothetically, they need to use the Brain Game, as without it, they destroy reality? Or maybe it's just a show and I'm mentally insane, and you're all people I've made up to cope with my trauma.
They watch me. They're in my head.
Well, the fact is, no matter what you think, the Brain Gain and the Numberjacks are a pair. Love and marriage go together like a horse and a carriage. You don't downscale a character for cope, you upscale a character to piss people off. That's the rule of this channel. Because at their core, they do conceptually override power scaling, as they counter the ones who change reality. Their speed, if we want to get logical, can go up to immeasurable. I mean, numbers know numbers better than anyone who isn't a number. Now, I don't know how immeasurable works because I'm not a power scaler, but as long as a number exists, they're able to teleport towards it. And as far as we are aware, they are incapable of dying. Their physical form can be destroyed and erased. Well, they can't actually die. It's conceptual immortality, as they are manifestation of numbers. For instance, when the number 4 got erased out of existence, he still existed, but at the same time he didn't, putting him in a realm of nowhere, because his color had been wiped, which is terrifying. And they can always regenerate based on the Brain Gain. I mean, if we want to use power scaling terms, they have the highest level of hacks you can imagine. Bodily regeneration or immortality in a construct. I mean, they can obliterate you, so their attack power is quite irrelevant, and it's pretty hard to find them because they live in a microverse inside a couch. The Numberjacks are very powerful in concept, as without them, their entire universe would fall into pure chaos. I mean, imagine the chaos if these demons were allowed to ruin the world. The world would look like the Old World Blues think tank ending. If you know, you know. So in conclusion, how are they? Beyond the human comprehension of doom. And the Brain Gain isn't even findable, as it's a microscopic device in a couch in a random home. I don't imagine it can be found, so Brain Gain diff. And obviously alongside the overwriting thing the Brain Gain does, it's essentially just a massive command center based on energy and math, with each number interacting uniquely with it. 0 is obviously the power of 0, a total wipe or reset. 1 just adds 1 to anything, and 2 doubles it, vice versa. Now in the context of anything, they can technically put a person to the power of 0, therefore they no longer exist. Now I also said the higher numbers are the strongest. This is mainly because they can do what the others do, just better, and they have a deep understanding of the Brain Gain. So it really is a Brain Gain diff. I mean, obviously outside of that they are very strong though, as with the commands like I said, it really can be anything. I mean, it allows them to fly. I mean, they can make everything go back to normal. What happens if they say make that person dead? They probably die. They are pretty powerful, all things considered. I mean, fun fact, number 6 is essentially Ryu Ishigori, as he has the highest output out of all the Numberjacks, managing to control the power of 1000. If they can defeat cosmic entities, they can probably solo fiction. So subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you next time.